Hi, my name is Jessica and I'm a doctoral student, and I want to talk to you guys about taking notes on your iPad and being a paperless student. So let's first talk about two different types of notes. So you have handwritten notes, and then you have electronic notes, like things that you type on your laptop or computer. So there's pros and cons to both of these. When you have handwritten notes, you can make them look nice with colors to help you memorize things. There's also something to memorization when you're writing out notes that is very helpful. However, the downside of handwritten notes is by mid-semester, you end up with tons and tons of pages of notes. It's very difficult to find anything that you're looking for. You have to flip through all the pages, and it's just difficult to keep things organized. However, when you have notes that you type on your computer, they're very organized. You can quickly search through all the written notes to find exactly what you're looking for. However, the downside is you don't remember things as well when you type, and also you can't always make them look aesthetic for memorization purposes. When we talk about notes written on the iPad, we are taking the pros of both of these and we are putting them together. You can still have something where you're writing out the notes to help with memorization. You can easily change colors of the notes, and you can easily organize the notes. And I actually think that the app I'm going to tell you guys about later is the best for organization because it syncs up with the audio files from your lecture recordings. And then the other thing you can do is you can split the screen so that you have your book on one side and your notes on the other, and ideally you'd have the PowerPoints from class and maybe be referencing the notes. You could throw some notes in there or charts and things like that, which are really helpful. So in order to use handwritten notes on the iPad, you need an iPad and iPad pencil. The iPad, you can get the iPad Pro or the regular iPad. The regular iPad is about half the cost of the iPad Pro. That's the one that I use. Then you'll also need an Apple Pencil in order to write your notes. So the way the Apple Pencil works is to sync it to the iPad. You just take this top cover off. This is the same thing you're going to do if you want to charge it, and you can just plug it into your iPad and it will sync them together. All right, so let's talk about the apps that I use on the iPad in order to write handwritten notes. I have a bunch of apps on my iPad to sync a lot of my workflow together, which I'll show you guys in another video. I'll link it up above if you want to check that out. But in order to write handwritten notes, there are 3 apps that I use. So the first app is Notability. This to me is by far the best note-taking app, and I will go into that in a few minutes. The second app is a scanning app in order to scan in any handouts or printouts or just things that you might also need in your notes. And the third thing is Google Drive. This allows me to share files back and forth between my computer and also save all my files from Notability. Okay, so let's get into it. Notability. So Notability is awesome because you can go into the app and you can set up different dividers. These are like different folders that you would have for your classes, and within each folder, you can then write notes. Okay, so you can come into your note, you can hit this little hand up at the top, and then you can hit this little down arrow. And let's say I want to re-listen to what we talked about when we were talking about anxiety disorders. I can just click on it, and it will pull me right to the section in the audio recording where I can hear my teacher discuss this section over again. And this really was the main thing that made me choose Notability over GoodNotes. So the other thing is I can import any of my slides that I put into my Google Drive. So let's say I want to import one of my annotated journal articles. I will just click that. I'm going to create a new note. I'm going to put it into, so this journal article is for my research methods class. So that's the week 1. I can see it over on the left side. And I will import. So now if I go, you can see it right up at the top, but it's also in my week 1 folder. If I come in here, you can see the journal article is here. So the other thing you can do is open up your iBooks. So let's say Essentials of Nursing. I like to turn it sideways, and then swipe up and drag in Notability onto the side. You can do it that way, but I like it when it's full screen like this. And then let's say I'm going to have a new note for my class notes. And so you can also adjust the paper type. I like to use lines. I think it makes the writing straight. And then if later you want to change it to white to take the lines away, you can do that. But okay. So let's say I'm reading this book. Let's say I'm taking notes and I'm just writing mandatory research. Okay. So there's some of my handwritten notes. Those aren't the neatest, but that's fine. What you can also do is save things as a screenshot and then drag them in. So let's say I want to save this table. I can take a screenshot. All right. So I took a screenshot and then I can crop just the table to files, okay? And then in Notability, I can then add it in by clicking this little wrench, add media. So then I can make it bigger. Okay, and then I have that also in my handwritten notes. So typically what I do is I take PowerPoints from my class, I write out the notes, which syncs it to the audio, and then if I want to take in supplemental things from the readings, I can take screenshots and drag them in as pictures, or I can scan files and import them as PDFs. So the other thing you can do is once your notes are complete, you can then save it to your Google Drive or Dropbox, whatever you use, and then you can open them on your laptop if you want to see them that way. When they upload to the Google Drive, they'll save as a PDF, and then you can also print them out if you want some notes that you can hang on to. You can do that as well. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. We have new videos coming out every week, and I hope that this helps your studying. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you've now decided that you want to be a paperless student, or maybe just play around with it a little bit. And if you guys would like to see my full paperless setup, you can check that video out. I will put a link above, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you find it helpful.